Hello people, I'm Paul White, this is Drummer Vision, and today we're going to be exploring crotchets and quavers, or quarter notes and eighth notes in grooves. In those examples there, hopefully you noticed that I was playing exactly the same kick and snare groove, but I was just changing what my right hand was doing over the top of them. And that's precisely what we're going to aim to do in this tutorial. We want to be using grooves that we already know how to play very, very confidently with just regular old quavers or eighth notes, right? There's no point in you trying to do these yet if you're not there, okay? So pick things that you're already confident with. And we're literally going to take the right hand, or your left hand if you're a lefty, over to the right. And the first one we're going to do is bell on the 1, 2, 3 and 4 and ride on the ands. All I've done there is I've played regular quavers. I've just used the side of the stick here to hit the bell on the 1, 2, 3 and 4. And I've used the tip of the stick to hit the main bit of the ride on the and. So we're getting this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Quite simply. So hopefully that's not too challenging. If you're used to already doing quavers, the quaver coordination should already be there. It's just the motion is going to be the thing that's a little bit alien to you. So sit there and make sure that you're absolutely confident with that guy before we try the next step. In this step, all we've done is we've carried on playing that same part, but we've just dropped out the ands. So we're just left with the crotchet, or the quarter note, on the bell. And the idea of doing it this way is, well, A, because if we get the alternating bell and ride thing that we did previously, it's a cool sound in its own right. But also, if we do it this way, if we're trying to figure out a crotchet groove, this is a great way of going about it because we're still using that quaver coordination that we're so used to playing, but we're hearing what the crotchet sounds like with that lovely big fat bell accent, right? So if we've got that happening while we're playing the groove, we can hear where the crotchet should be sitting. So the idea is that we can just gradually take away those ands. And it's not going to happen straight away. You're going to have a bunch of attempts at this. But you'll get there just being, okay, I could just leave my bell here on 1, 2, 3 and 4 now. And now everything's happening as it should down here on the snare and the kick. And this is sitting happily in crotchets. Okay, so once you've done that, you can then take that to, you can take it back to the hi-hat, you can put it on the crash, you can put it wherever you feel like, okay? But that's a great way of arriving at doing crotchets, particularly if you are playing quite an involved kick and snare pattern, okay? So that's the premise, and then we're just going to turn it on its head and do exactly the opposite. Now we've taken that same pattern that we started with the bell and the ride, but we've just flipped it so the bell is on the ands and the ride is on the numbers. So we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Simple as that. That's probably going to be slightly more challenging to begin with, but it is the same principle as discussed. It's still doing quavers. You were just doing the opposite motion. And exactly the same treatment as we did before. We're then going to try and take out the main bit of the ride, which happens to be the numbers this time, and we're going to be left with just the ands on the bell. That's really all there is to this one. 4 different ways of playing the ride, in this particular instance, the ride, over the same kick and snare pattern with complete control. Okay, but as I said before, there is nothing to keep you here. You don't have to just do this on the ride. It's a good place to start, but take it away, put it on a china and a bell, put it on a crash and a different crash, put it on a floor tom and a snare, whatever. Have a good old play around with it, but make sure that you're just super confident with being able to switch between any one of those 4 things without it affecting anything else that's happening down here, and you're winning at life. Enjoy it. Leave me some comments below with questions for other things you'd like me to cover in future videos. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, you know the drill by now, and I'll see you here at Drummer Vision next time.